Hi Alok, welcome to Tech Simplified TV and welcome to the Semiconductor Podcast. Here, our audience mainly is the very much freshers who are maybe in the third or fourth year of their BTech, and the newly joined freshers like they may be having 1 year, 2 year experience. So that is mostly the channel audience. Although we have more aged audience also, but the number is less. So here, before going any further, one thing I would like to share: the silver screen gives the fictitious heroes a place to share their karnamas. However, when in the real world, people go through real challenges and they meet different twists and turns in their life in the professional career, and then they succeed in at that some point, and they reach at some point, and every challenges make them stronger. So the technical aspect is one thing, and the personal uh, aspect is another thing. So one thing I would like to ask to you, that to share your journey and the important milestones and the stopover points that can encourage and inspire the young freshers who are the audience. They may watch live or maybe watching the video at some point as a recorded manner. So over to you.
Thank you, Mridul. Thanks for inviting me. And actually, this kind of effort, this kind of podcast is very much needed. And I really appreciate and congratulate you for leading this effort. So, about how I started. Basically, I'm from West Bengal, in Calcutta suburban area, and I did my schooling in a suburb area of Calcutta, and after that I studied physics honors from Narendipur Ramakrishna Mission, which is a very famous institution in West Bengal. And after that I did MSc with specialization in semiconductor, that is from Presidency College, Kolkata, another prestigious institution. So after that, I just got a chance, and that is very fortunate for me. And that time they started accepting people from master's degree. In IIT Delhi, I did instrumentation electronics. So that is my educational background. So because of this background, I have the semiconductor physics as a strong foundation, and electronics on top of that from IIT Delhi. So with these two credentials, I thought that I should be in semiconductor or semiconductor related industry, and fortunately I was able to do that. So after doing my MTech from IIT Delhi, I joined a company called Dellsoft at that time. Basically, that was Intrasystem and many three other companies joined together, and I started developing the software tools that is used for VLSI design. That is called CAD tools, for VLSI. And afterwards I got a call from Intel, because Intel was our customer, and they told that why don't you join our team as our CAD engineer. So I took that offer and I moved to Bangalore, and I am there in Bangalore since then. And from Intel I again, like, gradually from CAD to moved into design, and started doing contributing in this field. So that's my journey, professional journey and educational background.
Okay, would you like to share your recent foundation that you have started and the engagements around that, and your recent, very recent? So,
Okay, so yes, so I spent around 10 years in Intel and learned many facets of design. So that is a rich experience I had. And but for some reason I had to leave Intel, but I continued to design things, design digital circuits and analog circuits, and started gradually started working in service based company. But after a certain time, what I observed that the opportunities, the work, um, is kind of saturating. With the kind of experience I have, I should do something different. So with that mentality, and during the covid was a sad for very many people, but it brought some opportunities for many people also. I thought that that is the time I should start something new, and founded my company, Lab and Lecture Semiconductor. Though the name sounds like it is a training institute, but not. It's a hardcore semiconductor design, development, and manufacturing. We do manufacture silicon in our company. So we started in 2020, and first 2 years I took to architect our first microprocessor, which is 16-bit microprocessor. And gradually still we are adding more and more blocks, more like peripheral devices to that, so that we can make that product equivalent to the very popular development board Arduino. So I am trying to make it like Arduino board. So that's the journey of Lab and Lectures, and my journey also, because now I am doing the whole thing from scratch. So that is the new journey, very fascinating and very fulfilling.
Yes, and in due course of that, you meet a lot of youngsters around you, and because why I'm saying youngsters are having very fresh energy in this channel, I get a lot of questions, requests from them, and these people are very much energetic. So it is also apart from the basic design, it's also good that when you are having young energetic people around you, that gives you some motivation to guide them, train them, and go with the vibe of them. So I think that experience you might be having at your side. So on that context, I will ask you one question, that uh, this is the very recent time you have in that particular functioning. However, in last 10 years, inside India, the VLSI was growing, uh, and now it has take a different stage. So, and it is going in another direction. So from your point of view, so everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own experience, which is very unique to that person. You and each and every people have their unique perspective that no one can replicate. From your perspective, what you observe, that in last decade how the semiconductor industry has progressed, and now at this point there is a turning point right now, and it will be going in towards a more rich thing, and how you think it will go ahead in maybe next 5 years or so. From your point of view and your unique point of experience, what do you experience in flesh and blood?
Okay, to talk about the last 10 years, last decade, yes. So what we have observed primarily is the multinational companies coming, they are acknowledging the talent of India, and they are opening their design houses or subsidiaries in India, especially in Bangalore, and some amount in Gurgaon, Noida. That is the main activity that has happened, which is very good. And newcomers and people like me also, we are getting the chance to see what works and how it works in the industry. And for a senior people like me, we are trying to understand what is the game, because one point is technology, point is business. For business, you have to know the game, how the game works, what is the rule of the games. So this last 10 decades helped us to understand both of them. But what uh, now should happen? So far so good. Now what would should happen? No, with the experience, with the experience working with the world, now we have to take the next steps. That is nothing but designing things. So we have serviced a lot, we have proven our capabilities. Now we have to do something for ourselves, for India. So what is that? It's not very big thing. It's not AI chip. We have to build the bricks of the house first. If you are able to build the bricks, then you can say that you are self sufficient. You don't need to buy those bricks from abroad. And that is the major step that we have to take. And fortunately, and there are a lot of opportunities. And what I tell everyone, the young professional and the students, try to design the basic blocks like op amp, like 8-bit microprocessors, all those things were very fundamental to the electronics industry and business as a whole.
Yes, I strongly agree with you at that point when you said that we have serviced a lot, we have proven our capabilities, and now is the time that we should move a more step ahead and design the fundamental things that are needed in the VLSI. I strongly agree with you at this point. Yes, yes. So, I think, is there anything in this question you have left, or should I move to the next question?
Just for examples, what are the basic blocks? Because I always want to be very specific, so that the whoever is listening to this, they should not get any ambiguity. So basic building blocks, for example, all of us are in this electronics industry, right? So in IIT, like 25 years back, we used to use IC741, which is a op amp. Still there is no Indian company who can design that, or maybe they can but they have not. Similarly, Arduino, what I am talking about it, what I have started, it's a 8-bit microprocessor, simple 8-bit. Forget about 32-bit, 64-bit, all those are hi-fi processor. Forget about that. So this Arduino, and from microchip pick controllers, all those things from ST Microelectronics, STM8, those are very basic 8-bit microcontrollers, and they are used in a huge number from business perspective. All the industrial electronics, all the industrial automation control are dependent on simple 8-bit microprocessors. But still there are no companies in India which has built a 8-bit microprocessor. So those things, to my opinion, we can do. It is very easy and it's must.
Yes, I agree to you, because if we want to walk a mile, we have to take a step first, right? So that's very strongly. I also agree with you at this point. So I'll move over to the next question. Um you work with a lot of young talents around you, and
Right.
you observe them day to day working, and their input output, whatever they are saying, it might be technical, it might be soft skill part, it might be something else that even we do not know, right? They might come up with new ideas or like that. So from that point of view, when you work with the new talents, right, what do you observe in them? Both you can share the strength as well as the points they need to improve, and completely new things that may you have observed. So uh, it's your unique experience that you are going to share, and this will help and encourage the youngsters who are listening to this podcast who are the subscribers of this channel, and that will also encourage them towards the VLSI industry.
Yeah, this is a very interesting and tricky question. Youngsters, they are facing challenges from multiple angle. One is catching the new technology, and what to do with the basic electronics background. So it is becoming huge for them. So many people are interested to catch the new technology, which is good. I also appreciate that. But if catching new technology, particularly because I said that I want to be specific for BTech students, catching new technology is little bit challenging. After plus two, they have to spend at least 3 years or 4 years to know the basics, the books, the textbooks. Otherwise they won't be able to build their foundation. So that, to be specifically the BTech students should concentrate on their studies and their marks, their ranking in their school and university. Only that thing can bring them a good fat paycheck job. If they jump around different technologies, which is good, which feels good, but that will not yield any value after BTech. But for MTech students, yes, they are the people, they should grab the new technology, and based on the fundamentals of BTech, they should jump, they should make a leap towards the new technology and do hands on things. And this is true for PhD students also. They are the people, they are the community who can jump, who can take a leap forward towards the newer technology. I would say that thing.
Yes, yes, a nice viewpoint and nice horizon I have seen from your answers, and it's quite encouraging to have this kind of vision, right? Because vision that only takes beyond time. If we want to move beyond time, vision is needed, proper logic and skills are needed. So I appreciate your thoughts and sharings and observations.
Thank you.
And yeah, anything in them you notice that is different from when we grow up in a system, education system, which they need to improve upon, if they need to improve upon, like their basic skill set, way of approaching a problem like that, anything like that, do you have in mind?
Yes, yes, I have observed that. And uh, so anything has a plus point, and that plus point is the minus point of that also. That is a basic nature of like nature. That is the basic nature of our nature. So today's day, it's what in our time we used to lack information, what to do, what is going on. That is completely gone for this generation, and sometime that is also creating trouble for them. Too many information, where the professors or the mentors, basically not only professors, the mentor can put them like when a horse run in a race, they put something on their eyes. So somehow that has to be given to them when needed, not always. That don't look in other than that. This is your horizon, first master it, then I will take those blinds from your eyes off, then the world will be yours. That has to be done. So the observation is now today's students are more interested in organizing events rather than doing a project and take part in the events. That is little bit disturbing, because they have to do. organizing events means going towards management, which is good. That can be decided after some time, but get the technical aspect first. That's my view.
Yes, I strongly agree because when we say about semiconductors, we are saying this company is coming, this much $1 billion. They are saying, yes, that is the thing that will be there physically. But for a human being, for a student who has graduated or who has done the masters, right? So for them, they have fresh energy, fresh mind, and the neurons are tingling every moment to capture and jump into new problems. However, the guidance that you have gave, right, giving the horse vision like that is very important, and I appreciate that very much because with lots of flood of information can make them blind for a while. So that is the understanding that you shared, and I also empathize that point with you, and I agree to that point. Today there is a lot of information because long back when we are maybe graduating or maybe a student of the master degree, right? So that time the internet was not this much plenty. So dial up connection has to be there, 100 hours pack has to be bought from
Correct.
Satyam, which was the only internet company in India, and we have to have a very very slow internet. Plus the Windows was, I think, Windows 98 or so, and in that it is used to hang every now and then. So the system had a too much problem before even we can reach up to the information. Now even in a smartphone you can reach up to the information. You can install a chat gpt in smartphone. You can ask this autobot some question and it will answer. So information is ready with you, but what to process with that information, how to assimilate that inside you is the challenge that you have pointed out. And that's why I'm also rephrasing, because many of the student mm, may understand one way of speaking and some student may understand other way of speaking. So I rephrased your points even in my words. I strongly support you in what you have said, and that is needed. That is needed for a very much skilled workforce. So they have to have very much basic fundamental knowledge cleared. And when we graduated, maybe that time BJT was in hype, but nowadays MOSFET and FinFET, I think already people are there learning, right? And
Right.
FinFET has reached 10 nanometer node below. So for
Correct.
them the things are around them, right? But they have to, to understand the FinFET, they have to first understand the MOSFET. So that is the basic thing. What you have said, first to build a house you have to understand a brick first and make a brick first, then you can stack up the bricks to make the house. Yes, completely agree with you. And so the students have to have follow your suggestion that you have already given. So I'll move over to the next question in this podcast. So recently I observed this in LinkedIn. You shared about a speech in IEEE you have given. So could you share some lights about that topic? Because here in this YouTube, the power of YouTube is that it can reach up to a student in a long distant village who has a smartphone and maybe a 2 GB data per day. So because your voice is reaching out to them right now, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or maybe 6 months late down the road, they can have this speech recorded, you have this information recorded, and they can process, and they will feel fresh at that time. So you can share your speech that you have shared in the IEEE, uh, keeping in mind our mostly the audience is the freshers as well as the young professional, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. So that will help them. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so IEEE is the vehicle. You can say that I have opted. I am using it very very effectively, and that is a very thought through process in my mind. I joined IEEE long back when I was in Intel. I was part of a group called Intel Higher Education, and from that time we are observing there the curriculum needs to be modified in university level also, and there should be new researches that has to be done by the IITs also. and Intel being a very big company, they can fund anybody at any amount. So they used to do that. So I used to I fortunate that I got the opportunity to mentor some of the IIT projects and ISI Kolkata projects also. So, like, there were projects from Professor Kamakuti of IIT Madras, then IIT Bombay, then Professor Susmita Surkole from ISI Kolkata. So they used to come to Bangalore and used to work with us, and they obviously they used to present their work in IEEE, and those IEEE conferences were funded by Intel, and we used to get passes to attend, and I have attended a lot of those things. But after that, my responsibilities went up. I was still with IEEE but could not like take part actively. So in 2017 something happened, and I decided this is the time, because age is catching up, and now I have to give it back to the society. The tagline of IEEE is um, advancing technology for humanities. Okay, so advancing technology, and since I got, like, I graduated from IIT Delhi, right? We used to get scholarships, lot of money, and that was sufficient for our tuition, hostel, everything, and we could save some out of that. So our education that time was completely free, actually, effectively free. So what, at least I have taken money from the government of India, and I think I should give it back. And money is not the amount, but I should give back something beyond that. So I started joining IEEE events, meeting, conferences, and there are many friends in IEEE Bangalore section. Fortunately, I got them and got the opportunity to contribute as a volunteer, and started contributing them. As part of this thing, I organize conferences, but I make sure I visit colleges in Bangalore and outside. And I prefer to visit colleges outside Bangalore in rural setup. And I am the chair of SEDA, and chair will be chair of CAS next year. These are different societies related to circuit system, solid state devices. So we get some fund from global IEEE US, and we spend those things to conduct events, conduct workshops, seminars in colleges. So I take full opportunity to that, and I have conducted many workshops, 1 day workshop, 2 day workshop, in even 5 day workshop. And I go them, I help them installing in their laptop or desktop in their institution, so that they know the operating system, tools, methodologies, and they can start designing the circuit. That is my effort. So that is from IEEE side. And since I have my own company, if some of, see, IEEE also conduct internship programs that happens once in a year. But if I see some promising students who are sincere and can contribute, I call them in my company and tell them, hey, do it for me. That helps me, because some of the subsystem, if somebody helps to design me, it saves a lot of time for me, and they also learn. So that was the content of the video that I uploaded in LinkedIn. There were three students from a college of Bangalore. They came, not only came once, because these BTech students, they don't get free time. Only 2 weeks of holiday or 3 weeks of holiday they get. They came three times in 3 semesters. So they started coming in 2022. Then they were interested, they came back. I did not call them, They came back, sir, we want to complete, we could not complete that time. I told okay. Then again they worked some time. Then again they could not complete. Then again this year March they came back, and this time they were senior, had some time, maybe extra time, and they completed. And I added their designs in with my microprocessor, and together we manufactured the chip. Can you imagine? So that is the potential. The potential is there. The senior people like us, we have to, what you call, harvest that thing. This is our duty.
Yes, I understand, and I can virtually visualize how you are going through. See these fresh energies connected to you. They are coming back because of their energy, their enthusiasm to get in line with the VLSI, the chip industry, and yes, definitely. And you also given a lot of lights in the areas how IEEE operate, and that will encourage students to incline towards the IEEE, and if there is something getting subscription or something like that, they can go ahead, because most of the times the universities and the industry, they are detached, and there is physical roads and mental boundaries that actually separates these things. Tech Simplified TV is here to bridge that gap, and that's why I'm bringing up real people who are there and who are working with youngsters, lot of youngsters, so that they can connect these uh, points, right? A student has the question in the mind. Even I get a comment like from students, I want to do a internship, where I should go. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that is their question, right? They are fresh, they are having lot of energy, and they should go ahead. They need the right guidance from senior people like you, right? And that's the motto. And I think I have talked about the IEEE speech recently and activities around it. And another question here, when I worked in the industry, right, in recent times, one thing I observed that among the engineers, they are sometimes a bit reluctant about the conferences and all these things. I don't know
Right.
from where
Very true.
where this idea came into their mind. But keeping India in picture, going ahead in the new um, alleys, roads, and highways in semiconductor in upcoming times, whatever is there, it's still in future and in recent future and far future. So what is your view, if a fresher is attending a conference or a seminar, how that student will get benefited? That has to come from a person who is really physically interacting with the student. So that is another thing, because VLSI industry is very complex when we are
Right.
inside the industry, right? Even companies are there, we are working, right? Things are different, things are every day, we have to learn new things. That is the challenge there. And students must know why it is important to attend seminars and maybe conferences, whichever they are getting around them, seeing around them, maybe over internet, maybe over LinkedIn, or maybe somewhere in the newspaper or like that, or maybe in college notice board. So how it will help them? So the question is over to you.
Yes. This is a culture. That culture is built into the students overseas. The same student, the same student, when goes to abroad with a scholarship, he behaves differently, he or she, because it is not that our students are bad. People just left and right blame student community, but that is not true. The same students, Indian students, are everywhere in the world. They are doing very major things in other countries. Why? Because when they go there, their culture, they channelize them through a proper channel. So first thing they put them, hey, read this research paper. first day assignment, whether he's MS student or PhD student or whoever. That's how they built. So whenever they go and attend any conference, IEEE being the biggest professional, there are other SCM and many other things, though they are not that big. But IEEE in electronics engineering and many engineering field, they are the biggest and most important. Their papers are cited most in the world. And IEEE being a global, they maintains the quality. So this conferences, one can be sure of, it will be a quality technical dissemination of information. So that is the important thing. But on top of that, I told you, everybody, not only students, what we call young professionals, 0 to 5 years, they has to have a mentor, so that they can discuss with them and tell them, hey, I am going to attend this conference, will it be helpful for me? That mentor will tell him according to his specialization and his interest, yes, this is the conference you should attend. And while in the conference, the atmosphere gives you motivation, gives the extra boost to do something different. So that association is needed. Otherwise, if you are associating with your colleagues only, sometimes we understand, we are all in was in industry, and that motivation is not there, because that is day to day company job, and that is very important. I'm not discounting that, because that gives us money to pay our bills. That is very very important. But what IEEE says, take 1 hour per week out of your schedule and read, invest that thing, a particular topic, maybe a non-volatile memory. You invest 1 hour in 1 week, read how non-volatile memories are designed, or take op-amp, how they are designed, or maybe a microprocessor, what are the different architectures. Take one subject and grow interest on that. And when you attend those conferences, you see many people how good work they have done in your area of interest, and then you get motivated. And when you get motivated, nobody can stop you. So that is the benefit of conference, because that gives a like association like that.
I hope students are listening right now, or maybe they will be watching this video later on recorded. This will help to some extent. Why at all we go to the conferences and seminars? So that is one important part, because this VLSI field, every moment, every second, every microsecond, it is changing. So there is no way it is static. So if thousands and hundreds and millions of people around the world, they are working, and everything is changing every moment.
And on top of that, there will always be a networking session in a IEEE conference. There, pick a person who has just presented his paper or given a seminar, and make a bond with him, work with him, tell him, give me some problem, let me see how, if I can solve that thing. And that is, again, I am saying that 1 hour per week, within that time, first you grow interest, learns, like, come to a stage, and in a conference catch a guy who is working in your area in the same field, and make a bond, ask him, give me something. And that's how you make relations, make connections, and that thing goes a long way in your whole life, whole career.
I appreciate your view and answer towards this question in a most elaborative manner with examples and I think real instances. So I'll move over to the next question. Is there this is a open podcast, so it is not closed. It will remain in the public domain forever. Is there anything that you expect from government that is right now not there? for the uh, sake of the VLSI industry in India, or maybe for the students, or anything that I might not have uttered, even you have in your mind?
Okay, yeah, a very good question, and I would like to address that. I'll be happy to address that. Since government is involved, it is not that out of fear or something somebody will catch me. No, what I have observed this time, government has taken the right, what you say, right steps. A few things I specifically I want to be specific. I told because as part of IEEE, we also work with India Semiconductor Mission, and I exactly know what that mission is. That's why I'm able to say. Earlier what used to happen, no, any Indian industry, please the listeners don't take me otherwise, if you try to help any kind of industry, not VLSI, any cotton industry or courier industry or whatever, so first Indian industry react in this way: give us benefits, give us money, give us tax rebates and all these things, and it becomes become, kind of babysitting. Like babies has come and they want their nappies to be changed, like that. But this time what government of India has done, that India Semiconductor Mission, they have formulated in such a way that there is no free money. It is kind that you give a proposal, you will get the tools for free. They have created EDA grid, means they have bought Synopsys, Cadence, Ansys, Mentor graphics tools, or whatever software tools are needed to for use in this industry. You will get, and they say that some people say that we have got 5 crore. No, that is not a hard cash money. That value, each tool is a crores of rupees, and you will get like 5 license of each of them, plenty of that in turns, like that value is crores, definitely. So the thing is, you are not getting the money to misuse, but you are getting what exactly you need, that tools. Second thing is, if you are spending on your company, for example, if I spend for salaries and all those things for my company, government will give 50% subsidy. So means, if you cannot come with like bare hand, I had 1 rupee in my pocket, then I become crores, like, well, not that. No, those stories will not work. So you have to invest, government will equally support. So only serious persons, only sincere persons will be able to do this. That is the second advantage of this scheme. Third thing, what they are asking, do you have any customer? If there is any customer, local or overseas, if they vouch for you, give you a certificate that whatever you are building, they are in principle ready to buy, then you get some more additional benefit. And when actually they buys, yes, you will get the tax benefits. So it is the based on the industrialist own sincere, only sincere people will come. That is a good thing about government scheme, specifically in VLSI design, that is called DLI, design linked incentive. But one more thing that is in big hype and people are really enjoying the thing is, fab is being built. Fab is being built. There is a fab, where there is a fab. That is good. That is a strategic decision. I'll give you an example. During COVID, there was a shortage of medicines. Why? You some people, or you might have remembered, um, China was not supplying active ingredients. Basically, what is that? Every capsule tablet is made of with some powder. That is the chemical. That is the actual medicine. not the capsule or tablet, the packets. India generally those brings those active ingredients and package it, which is good. That is also very important. But those actual chemicals are the main thing. Similarly, in fab, that actual chemicals will remain the problem, because fab is not VLSI design. That is purely physics, device physics and chemistry, etching chemical physics, ion implantation machineries, all has to be imported. Nothing is available in India. But that is strategic. Why? Because if there is a war between, say, Taiwan or China or whatever, if for any the essence is somebody tells that we cannot supply chips to India, then those fabs will come handy. And at least with the like current or that time reserves, whatever is there, we can still make some chips. That is strategic. But common people should not be too bothered about that, whether the fab comes or not. We can manufacture throughout the world. India's bilateral relations with other countries are very strong. So it is very unlikely in next decade or two that somebody will deny India chips. Like me, I have manufactured the chip from Global Foundry Singapore. There is no restrictions. There is no restrictions. If you have design, people are ready. This is a business, right? They have rack rate. Like hotels, you go to Marriott or Sheraton, who has the lowest rack rate, you will book that room. In every pilgrim or every travel destination, all the hotels are present. You choose the rack rate. Like me, I also choose the rack rate, which fab is giving the most economic, most beneficial deal to me. And that is true for every industry. Even the fab comes in Gujarat or in Noida or not, if they are not giving cheaper than Singapore, I will not manufacture there in India. I'll still go to Singapore. So that is the rule of business. So government is doing, from strategic point of view, government's new DLI schemes are really very practical scheme, I would say. And this should continue. But people, designers, experienced people should design. I have said the same thing in my LinkedIn thing. We need to design only, bus.
Yes, yes, I appreciate your view and things that government have already done. Is there anything that when you are making a journey, right, you find that okay, there might be a glass of water. Simple, there might be a glass of water around this corner. So it could be a very small thing, but it may contribute towards the community. So if there is something you can share, uh, uh, that was the question. You shared a lot of positive things that already government have done, and this podcast actually opens up the eyes of the young generation, like what is going on, what is actually something a text, right? And generally people who are writing the text are from maybe English honors, right? They are writing with respect to the English language and the thesaurus and okay, whatever is there in the language. However, when we read it, we have a imaginary picture in our mind. Now,
Exactly.
when I am talking to you, you are giving the live example of that, what is actually happening, and that is the crux. That is the crux that
Correct.
is happening, and students are actually consuming this information. And beauty here, even somebody wants to ask a question, they can post a comment, I can flag it to you after almost we are done. So that is the thing the students must also understand, and since it will keep recorded, right, the students who will later on some at point will watch this podcast, they will also get the informations, right, what is going on. They everyone has their own way of understanding things. So uh,
Correct.
that will help the students to understand whether they can read the maybe Digital India program website from there, or they can come to this podcast and learn from real people who are there, who are doing the works hands on. So thank you for this answer, and I'll move to the next question and the discussion. So recently, everyone around, if you go right, left, up, down, AI and ML is discussed everywhere. Whether you are
Right.
going to want to study abroad, whether you are here, whether you are using some application, whether you are modifying your clicked image in your phone, AI and ML is there. So AI ML is not future, AI ML is present. And with this in your vision around you, what you are sensing as a person, because I said right, every person has a unique experience that is completely different from another person. No one else can have that kind of experience. So what you are experiencing about the AI ML and how your vision is saying about the AI ML thing will impact the VLSI industry, and how students should engage and upskill for the next steps.
Correct. Very important and very relevant, the question now. So what I have told earlier, the BTech students, still I think they should focus on the fundamentals. So AI is a computer science thing. So it has 10 basic algorithms like SVM, then CNN, convolutional neural network, RNN, relative neural network, and there are many others. So they have to know the algorithms, and for that algorithms they have to again come goes back to data structure, linked list, double linked list, graph theory, and all those things. And once they can grab those 10 algorithms, mainly they are related to neuromorphic computing, neural network, basically in very simple language, neural network theories. So then only they will get the real job, high paying job, fat check, paycheck, in that industry. Otherwise, artificial intelligence is not based on calculation mainly, it's a pattern matching thing. So it matches patterns of data, huge data, 10 years of data, like that, 20 years of data. Then from that, it takes a decision. So, so there is a huge requirement, there will be in next 10 years, because of AI. This is called what do you call, this is a disruption. So there will be a lot of requirement to generate data. Why? To train the model. All nowadays people are talking about that also. Training model is nothing but training that that algorithms with a lot of data. So still in Bangalore, I could see that that thing has started generating that data. Again, that means that is going to be service kind of thing. So I don't our no, want our students to get into that, but whether I want or not, some people, many people will be that, because the volume of work, that thing is going to be huge. But if one wants to really work in AI ML, they have to be in those computer algorithms and all those things. Coming back to VLSI, because to support those algorithms on hardware, the hardwares are also implementing AI based microprocessor like CNN, neuromorphic chips, where thousands of CPU cores are together in a neuron, like human neuron kind of network, and that is a very complicated thing. So that is the opportunity for VLSI design engineer, electronics engineer, digital design engineers for to have that thing. So these are the core areas that has to be done. So those who are interested, they can start learning neuromorphic computing, neural networks, and how the neural chips, neural hardware look like. Those things has to be grabbed. Otherwise, general people can continue whatever they are doing. There will be jobs of different kind, basically data generation, data training, like that.
Okay, thank you for that answer about the AI and ML, because when we look one particular thing from maybe different angles, we get different uh, 3D structure of it, right? So
Correct.
that's how this question is framed. So students will get somewhat what unique thing that you have seen from your point of view around you, feelings and real instances around you. So that is thanks for the answer. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll wait. You get settled. I'll wait, and then I, yeah. So should I continue or wait a bit more?
Yes, yes, you can continue.
Yeah. So in comments and maybe in social forums and here and there, I see every student maybe who is in BTech or MTech, they're asking that how can I apply for an internship. So for your institute, right, you already shared 3 or 4 students came back and back and back again, and they have made a finally outcome of a chip working
Correct.
along with you. Yeah. So if any student wants to apply for the internship with you, uh, is it a particular time window there or round the year, or how they can approach you and connect to you?
It is round the year. I need help anytime. So my company has already completed that 16-bit microprocessor, and those 3 students have added 2 peripheral devices, that is SPI's serial peripheral interface, and I2C inter-integrated circuit protocol to that. And I have also added static RAM to that. So it is kind of now has become SoC, but still we need help on VGA, video graphics array, VGA port, VGA protocol, HDMI protocol, and many other protocols are there. And what I am planning it to make a audio chip, means MP3 codec. And for MP3 codec, I need a digital to analog converter, DAC, A to D converters. And for any audio thing, at the end there will be amplifier, which is basically analog. So I'm working on op amp. So there are lot of works to be done for digital as well as analog side. And the internship goes round the year. But I have trained many people. But what I have observed for BTech students, they don't have really time, because those who are approved by VTU, means in Bangalore there is a apex body, like in West Bengal there is a WBUT, that thing. Those approved colleges, they are tight. So those students are not very, I have seen, I used to take them also, but I have stopped them because they don't have time. I don't blame them, because they don't have time, they don't have free time. So if somebody can work for at least 2 months continuously, then I prefer them. And obviously seriousness. So some students comes, but want uh, they want to be trained actually. So that they wants like a classroom kind of training. In internship, that is a little difficult. So some self learners, self motivated students I want. That if somebody is like that, then it is offered around the year.
So should they contact you by email, or there is a
uh,
website for that?
I have website, labanlectures .co.in, and there is a contact us page. There is a form. They can simply write that I want this thing, internship, and few more information. If not, also simple one liner should be fine. Then my HR will get a email, and she will reply what could be the next. Basically, after that we ask for a resume, so that we know that he has done something, and we'll prefer who has already done, because in some of the colleges they have VLSI design BTech also, VLSI design MTech also. There they use cadence tools to design maybe memory cell or something, analog digital circuit, at least do something. So we prefer them if they have some prior knowledge, so that we get, because we'll be spending time, we want to get some return on investment on from them.
Yes, I would like to add few lines to your information that when I worked in industry, so I have seen interns working in real-time project. That means a student must not think that is a dummy project. This is a real-time
Exactly.
project. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that vision should be clear. That means you are actually working as a professional right now when you are working in an internship.
Exactly.
So there should be no confusion. That why I wanted to add with your lines what you have
Yeah.
said.
Right. And yes, these are not created for internship only, because as you seen have seen in the video, this will be manufactured.
Yes, that means real time. You are working real time. This is not something that we are doing a dummy thing or something like that. This is
Hmm.
a real thing you are working. So it will be produced in real flesh and blood. So in obviously a flesh and blood of silicon, right? Not
Correct.
human flesh and blood. Yeah. So I'll be move over to the next question that in the Indian semiconductor landscape, right? There is a
Mhm.
lot of hustle bustles are going. Is there anything that would be beneficial to have? It may be from a student perspective, it may be from professionals perspective, or anything, because we don't have a channel to directly say to this government, but this video is in public domain. If there is anything that can go stay recorded, and if there is a good chance people see that and they came to know from a neutral point of view. So
Yeah.
what do you?
So, as I told, this time at least, government is right. Government is doing the right thing. They have the right policies, and the fab thing. Still, I have some doubt whether that will yield any benefit. But but yes, if there is a war, or we still, then anytime we test some nuclear bombs or something, and some country put us on embargo or restrictions, yes, then those fabs will come very handy. That is the only thing I can see for the fab. But otherwise it's a huge investment. But I'm a very humble person, I don't know those politics or they, so I am not the right person to comment on that. uh, so I leave it to the government, and there are very capable people who are doing behind that. But what I can do, and people like us do, design. So instead of like the people I have seen, the people like us seniors, we blame juniors, juniors blame students, student blames professors, professors blames university, university blames curriculum. So this blame game has to be stopped. In my opinion, what is designed, and from those, like, I graduated 25 years ago, still that gave me value, right? My education, my journey was not affected by that curriculum. So there is nothing to blame about any curriculum, any university. It is you or nobody. Our attitude has to be like that. It is myself or nobody. I cannot put my responsibility on other shoulder. Hey, I am busy in industry, academy, I should do this. No, that will not work. If you are not doing it, okay, respect that. You have some other priorities, you are not able to do that, you don't want to do that, that's enough. I don't want to do that. But don't put it, give an alibi or give an excuse, and give a thing, right? Others should do that. So that thing has to change. Everybody either take responsibility or live peacefully. That's my take on this. Our seniors has to change, then only juniors will change. If junior changes, then students will change. That is the only thing I felt myself, because you will not see this comment from any other person.
Yes, thanks for your valuable insights and comments and all that. And what I understand that instead of pointing fingers, it's good to join the hands. I
Correct.
think you will agree. Yeah, when two people join hands, it makes a strong bonding. Two minds is better than one. Three minds is better than two, and like that, it can grow. So that attitude has to come in the youngsters, that I should be open to reach out to the uh, whether it is
Mentors.
information, yeah, or people, right? I should seek what I need. So that I added along with your what you have said already. So we have a large community here, although you can see there are 10,000 people in as a subscriber, but however we get a monthly view more than that, right? So new viewers come, they see, right? Some people who get used to get subscribed, and some people come flying, they come, stay for a while, go away, and they again come back, so they are returning viewers. So for that entire community, is there any message that you want to spread for the community, for the education, for the semiconductor?
Ah, that is like the throughout the discussion I have told. One thing is, uh, uh, the seniors, um, there is a lot more wish to manage something, organize something. So, but we need hands-on people who can achieve things. That is the thing. So there are people, and India being the land of philosophers, there are many people who can motivate, and they are good motivators. But we need followers also. We have to follow. There should be this clear jurisdiction. Okay, these guys are motivating, like our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a good motivator. So, and he's in a right position to see what India needs, because that position, that vision comes when you are at that place, and rest of us should follow motivators like that. So we have to work. That is the thing. And like that thing, when you work, no, because of your what you called experience, you automatically become leader, and that natural progression into a leader, that stays for long, and that is admired the most. But if a person tries to become a leader by some means, some courses, something, that is not a very sustainable thing. Whenever a person, I have seen in Intel, 20 25 years, 20 years, they design the pads means the pin that comes out of the, we'll say, chips. People say they wonder what is there, that is there, but that is there. And when you take one of those things, ultimately you become leader, and that leadership stays. and gives more benefit, more respects, more things to that. And to add that, like, I'll urge our seniors that please, like, be practical, be hands on, and lead by examples. If the seniors change, seniors are followed by juniors, juniors are followed by the students. So seniors must change. Only push for becoming managers is not going to go take us anywhere. We have to be hands on, we have to be technical.
Yes, I would like to add one line here with you that in VLSI, that technology, the process, everything is changing every millisecond, microsecond. So even there,
Exactly.
like, yeah, so even there is a manager, right? He has to know everything hands on. That is a challenge. Even someone is there, and that is different from any other sectors. Like maybe maybe a retail chain, right? There you don't need to be
Exactly.
hands on, right? You have to manage people. That's all. But here the complexity is much more, right? You have to manage people, and also you have to know the hands on things at the transistor level, what is happening, okay,
Correct.
or the code level, maybe Verilog, system Verilog, whatever it is there.
Across industry there is a hue and cry. In the service industry, to must, like, the performance issue. In the core industry, like in the companies also, multinationals, they are not getting right candidate, they are not getting talent. But there is no shortage of colleges in India, but still there is no talent. So people tend to blame, no, 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 we have to change curriculum, this and that, universities are not good, students no. In education should be generic. They should know only the transistors. After what has to be made by transistor, that is the job of the industry, because education has to be generic, because nobody knows after btech, after mtech, who is going to work where. So education will be a breadth, generic. There will be depth, that is fine, but those will be generic. And every industry has to have some training mechanism to tune them, turn them, because like Wipro, Infosys, TCS, everybody has their training center, and they put people, they invest on the people. Similarly, multinational companies should also that, if they want some specific job done, should be done by their engineers. Educational institutions cannot give specific instruction, because that student may become engineer, may become professor, may do research. That those all three things has to be catered by the education system.
Yes, yes, I agree. And in my channel, I had subscribers, and they are connected maybe in social media, right? So they were starting, and for VLSI industry, I see one guy has moved on to the air traffic controller. So, which opening is opening up for them? That is also has a
Unknown.
thing. Yeah, unknown, unknown, right? Unknown. So. So I that's why I respect your view, what you have given, what you have shared. Thanks a lot for finding time and giving a lot of quantitative and qualitative discussion towards the young generation, the young blood. They will be in the veins of the semiconductor industry, maybe India, maybe abroad, in near or the far future, because the video will stay there, I think, forever. And they will get informations from this video. So thanks a lot, thanks a lot, Alok, for coming, and thank you for speaking for the community, for the youngsters, and giving their guidance and vision, right? All these things that you have clubbed in the entire discussion. Thank you very much. I don't see any comments or questions from the viewers, although I see viewers are there watching. So I'd conclude today's podcast here. Thank you again, Alok, for coming and spreading the knowledge, horizon, vision, everything. Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Midul. Thanks inviting me. It was a great pleasure for me to sharing my views in this channel.
Thank you, and I please do share me your company's website. I'll
Sure.
mention that in a video link so that if any youngsters wants for internship, they can go ahead as per the instruction that you have already shared. So, bye audience and bye Alok. We will be going offline right now from the online mode. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for attending and thank you for listening patiently. Bye for today.
Bye.
Bye.